You know, when the Oscar nominations came out yesterday, sadly, our first guest's movie, Bomb Pizza, from last year was overlooked. But he is bouncing right back. His new sports comedy, The Underdogs, premieres Friday on Amazon Prime Video. Please welcome the one, the only, Snoop Dogg. Snoop, I'm a little disappointed that you were unable to get your clutches into Guillermo before the show, as you usually do.
Oh, he's stuck like a dump truck. Don't worry about nothing.
Yeah.
I got that catch up to me later. I gave him some catch up later.
You got him some ketchup stuff? Okay, you didn't tell me that, Guillermo.
He got the weed that's gonna catch up to him later.
Is there anybody on your list that you've always wanted to smoke with that you've been on, or anyone that would shock us that you have smoked?
I'm not gonna tell on anyone.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather say people who I have on my, bucket list. I would love to smoke with Sade.
With Sade? Oh, that's a good one. Wow, that's out of nowhere.
Hopefully get a record out of her, too, you know?
Yeah. What about, like, Oprah, Meryl Streep? Neither one, huh?
What about, Martha Stewart?
Martha, well, I would imagine that. Based on what I've seen, that's happened already. I was on that show with you. This photograph, I want to put this up because this is interesting. This is the cast of the movie Oppenheimer. The whole cast, except for Matt Damon, thankfully, is there. And then there's one notable addition, that's you. How did this happen? Were you in Oppenheimer and I didn't notice?
No, I wasn't in the movie. I happened to be at that party that night, and
You didn't blow the mushroom cloud out of your lungs or something like that?
No, I'm a fan of the majority of the cast on there, the director, the actors, and they asked me to be in the picture. They was like, we can't take a picture unless Snoop Dogg is in it. I'm like, all right.
There it is, best picture. Did you see Oppenheimer?
I loved it. It was a long movie, but I loved it.
Did you watch it at home or did you go to the theater to see it?
I got the screen house in, you know what I'm talking about? The little sent it to me at the house. Let me watch it at the Piznay, you know what I'm talking about?
Are you the kind of guy that will sit through a whole movie or do you watch it in pieces? Do you get up?
I can't watch it in pieces, Jimmy. I gotta watch it all. I want to respect the director, the actors, the whole storyline, and let it get to where it need to get to.
I like that. Did you see Barbie? Did you watch that one?
I went to the theater and seen Barbie.
Oh, you went to the theater. So are you in the Academy by any chance?
Now, you know damn well they ain't got me in no Academy.
You should be in the Academy.
What's happening?
Why wouldn't you be in the Academy? You've been in a lot of movies, haven't you?
I have high standards.
This is great. This is a great idea. Whoever thought of this needs a promotion of some kind. You've been hired by NBC to help cover the Summer Olympics in Paris this summer, which is, and I've seen you on your YouTube show. You would look at these clips of these sports, and then you would comment on them. And somebody said, "Yeah, let's do this." That seems like a great gig for you. Yeah.
I get to go to Paris. I get to be alongside the great Mike Tirico, and then work with these athletes that I admire, and then some of them are friends of mine, and then globally. A lot of people know me, so it's going to be an easy play for me to, speak certain languages and do certain things that others can't do.
Will you be involved only in the sports you know, or will you be like at table tennis and badminton and? That's where I would ask you to go. The sports that nobody cares.
We're definitely thinking outside of the box, and then at the same time, I may try a few events.
You may try events.
Yes.
You will compete for our nation?
No.
No.
I said nothing about. I said I may try a few events.
Now there's an equestrian competition at the Olympics.
Yeah, that's with the crib walking horse. I'm definitely going to that. I would be front row for that. Like, go ahead,
You don't like horses, though, right?
I'm afraid of horses.
You're afraid of horses. Is there a reason why you're afraid of horses? Did something happen?
They just bigger than me.
You were afraid of all that, like a giraffe? I mean, look.
I did a video one time, and the director brought a ostrich.
Yeah.
And when that thing stood next to me, I was like, "Cuz, I'm out. I can't shoot." He started putting his head all over here and all that. I'm like, I don't like animals that you can't say, "Sit down. Get over there."
This is a story I always wanted to ask you about. I haven't had time on previous occasions, but you had at one time, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, a sit down with Dionne Warwick, in which she was upset with you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, the music that I was making, she comes from an era where she feels like when you make music, you're supposed to make a message and say the right things. And that's an elder. That's somebody that we respect.
Sure.
So along the lines of respect, it's like you have to have respect in order to get respect. So I respected everything that she said. And I feel like when she said it at the time, I didn't understand it and didn't respect it. But if you look at my career now, I believe that I've got it.
You learned it. You matured.
I've grown into the man that I was supposed to be, that she wanted me to be at the time.
She called you to her house?
Yes. She was a psychic, and I believe that she thought that she could see the future.
I remember that. She had the psychic hotline stuff. Yeah, she became more famous for the psychic hotline at one point, I think, than from her music career.
And her career is amazing.
An incredible, singer. And so she calls you in, and was it just you, or was it you and...
It was Death Row Records she called in. He played around for like 4 hours and had her on hold, and we'd be there in 5 minutes, be right at the corner. We're almost there. I'll be there in a minute. All that.
Suge was too scared to face Dionne Warwick.
I won't say he was too scared. He was too gangster.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and then you going into a lady's house that's so respected, you don't want to put your gangster against that respect.
Isn't it more gangster to sit there and take it from Dionne Warwick, who was upset with you were saying the word bitch in your songs, right?
That was sort of kind of some of it. It was more about, you know, can we make music that was rated G?
Yeah.
And we was trying to explain to her we was making a G.
Snoop Dogg is with us. His movie's called The Underdogs. We'll be right back.
I decided to work out a deal with the Los Angeles County Community Outreach Program so you could have football legend Jason 2J's Jennings as your new head coach.
Legend? Man, get out of here, dog. I know who he is.
Good looking out. About time y'all put some respect on my name.
Nah, he used a fake penis to cheat on drug tests.
That is Snoop Dogg and The Underdog. You can see that Friday on Amazon Prime Video. You know, you and Mike Epps really, Mike Epps is your co-star in the movie. You could be like the new Cheech and Chong. You guys really should become a team together.
Why don't you produce us?
I would love to. I would love to. Have you ever cheated on a drug test? Have you ever been required to give a urine sample? And
it's kind of hard for me to cheat on a drug test because of who I am, and I can't. Drug tests, you have to physically go there and pull your thing out, and somebody be standing right behind you watching. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of hard unless you brought some fake pee with you.
Which people do. And
have it tied to your thing and then let it squirt out as if it was the thing. I'm not gonna take that chance.
I have a whole closet full of fake penises backstage.
Oh, come on, Jimmy.
I'm the mayor of Dildo. You didn't know that?
Oh, man.
I think you knew that about me. You know what? One of the things that always makes me laugh is hearing little kids cursing. Hearing little kids use profanity.
Yes.
And you got a lot of that in this movie.
A whole lot of it in that movie. Because I wanted to capture what the world is going through right now. Like, I wanted to make a movie based off of the kids that I've encountered from my football league and how they started off this way, but they became something different. But in the community that I come from, foul language is regular language. But it's appropriate when you're around your friends, when adults are around, you know when to check it.
You have this Snoop Youth Football League. And some of these guys, are in the NFL now, right?
Yes.
These kids that were in your league.
Yes, we've sent over 40 kids to the NFL.
40 kids that were in the NFL now. And I assume, do you get a piece of that? Do you get,
No.
You
know what I get a piece of?
What?
A peace of mind.
Piece of mind.
A peace of mind that we've done our job. Because you got to think about these areas that these kids come from. Gang violence and joining the wrong organizations was always the first option. Now my football league is the first option, and now that they see that you can make it, and there's guys that are making it, it's more inspiring to do that than to do that.
That's good. Yeah, that's great. That's for sure. And some of the guys, who's the most famous player player that played in your league?
Right now, today, I would say C.J. Stroud is the most famous.
He was the Rookie of the Year. The quarterback for the Texans.
Yes.
And do you did you know him then when he was a little kid?
He played for the same chapter that I coached at, the Pomona Steelers.
He did?
Yeah, he was one level up under me, so I would coach the 10-year-olds. He was 9 years old. And then Coach Superfly was his coach, which was one of my guys, so he's up under the same system that we put together.
And do you guys, you know him? Do you talk about this sort of thing with him?
When he went to Houston, when he had his first preseason games, check in with him during the season. He's a strong kid. He's brought up right. His mother deserves a lot of credit for being that single mother, and then his father from a distance raising him as well. It's a whole village that it takes to raise these kids. It's not just one person. It's just my league gets the respect and the name, so it looks like I did it, but it's never I. It's always us, and it's always we.
That's good. That's great. You've been on the show a lot of times. We've known each other for a very long time, and sometimes I like to just ask you random things to see what you come up with. So I have some random. This is called "Has Snoop Dogg Ever?" All right. I'm just gonna fire them at you.
Okie doke.
Has Snoop Dogg ever met royalty?
I am royalty.
Has Snoop Dogg ever made the bed?
I make the bed every day.
Do you really?
Man, I vacuum, I take out the trash, wash dishes.
Has Snoop Dogg ever planted anything other than the obvious?
I planted my feet on the ground.
Have you ever been to Costco?
Yes.
And?
My wife loves Costco.
She does?
Yes.
Are you able to walk freely around
She
Costco?
goes to Costco with my money, so I'm at Costco.
You're at the Costco? Have you ever babysat?
Yes, I have grandkids.
Grandkids? Okay, that doesn't count, I don't think, though. I mean, like babysitter, like you get paid by the parents.
Oh, no, hell no. Anybody gonna trust me with their kids and pay me? No, Jimmy. I'm taking that money running off. Call me when your mama get home.
Well, it's great to see you. The movie is called The Underdogs. It premieres Friday on Amazon Prime Video. Snoop Dogg, everybody. Thanks, Snoop.